Hey everyone, my name's Chris Winter, and in this video I'm going to go through some of the key differences between the brand new Canon T7i or 800D and the also brand new Canon 77D. So hopefully I can help you choose which one will be best for you. By the way guys, in case you didn't know, I'm currently giving away a Canon 77D or a Nikon D5600 to one lucky subscriber. So if you'd like to enter into that draw, all you need to do is hit that subscribe button. And guys, also definitely make sure to check out my brand new list that I've just made, the best cameras for beginners. Now, both of these cameras make it into the list, but they don't come in at number one. So if you do want to check that out, that link will be in the description box below under this video and you can take a look. But anyway, let's compare these two Canon DSLRs. So I wanted to start off this comparison by taking a look at one of the most noticeable differences between these two DSLRs. And that's here at the top of the cameras. You'll notice on the Canon T7i that we have a top LCD screen on the right here, whereas on the Canon T7i, we don't have one. Now, if you're new to photography, you might be asking, what's this used for? Well, essentially, this displays some of your main current settings at the top of your body. So, rather than having to look at the back LCD or looking through the viewfinder, you can quickly see and adjust your settings such as your aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. You can also see how much battery you've got remaining and other little things such as if you're connected to Wi-Fi. Now, top LCD screens are normally reserved for more higher end cameras such as the 5D, the 7D, and the 80D, so it's nice to see on the Canon 77D. By the way guys, let me know in the comments down below if you could win a Canon 77D or a Nikon D5600, which one would it be? And I'll take a look at your answers. Let's now talk about the build quality of both of these cameras. Now, if you've never used a DSLR before, when you pick them up, you might feel that they're quite heavy. But actually, both of these camera bodies are quite small compared to larger cameras like the 5D or the 70D. Comparing these two cameras though, the 77D does feel noticeably larger. Now to some people that might be a good or a bad thing. To me, it feels like the 77D feels more similar to a camera like the 70D or the 80D. It does have a little bit more heft to it, and it does feel a little bit more like a pro camera. On the other hand, the T7i is smaller and it feels a little bit more like the Rebel series of cameras like the T6i or the T5i. So which one's better for you? If you want a really solid camera that will work well with larger lenses, the 77D will be better for you. But on the other hand, if you want a camera that's going to be good for traveling or to fit in your bag, the T7i will be the option to go for. So let's now turn these cameras around and take a look at the back right here. And this is where you'll see another difference, and that's that the 77D has a thumb dial, whereas the T7i has just these 4 buttons. I really like using this dial as it allows me to quickly change settings without having to press any other buttons. For example, on the 77D, I can quickly change my aperture using this rear dial at the back here, and then change my shutter speed at the top here using this dial. Is it a huge difference? Well, not really, but if you are used to using the dial, you'll definitely appreciate having it on the back here. Another small but very useful button that I probably couldn't live without these days is this one right here on the back of the 77D. This is a back button autofocus button, and it's something I use every day. Now most people when they're starting out will use the shutter button at the front here to focus, but on the Canon 77D you can actually press this AF on button to do that as well. This is really useful for fast action shots for things like sports and wildlife. Now if you've never used it before, I don't think you'll miss it, but if you know you like to use back button autofocus, it's a real winner and a nice addition to have on the 77D. Now moving to the top of these cameras, you'll notice another difference, and that's with their mode dials. Apart from being on opposite sides, which is pretty obvious, the other difference is that the 77D has a mode dial lock, whereas the T7i has none. Essentially, this means that on the 77D, you need to press down this little button in the middle before you can change any settings. In theory, this is pretty good because it means you can't accidentally change any settings without pressing this little button here. Once you press it down, you can move it. If not, it's locked. To be honest, I don't think I've ever bumped it though accidentally, so it's not really something that I'd worry about not having on the T7i. So let's now talk about something that's important to me, and I'm sure it's probably important to you, and that's value for money. So the T7i retails for $750 for the body alone, whereas the 77D retails for $900. Now that might not seem like a lot of money, but to some people that extra $150 could be a lot. So is it worth getting the 77D? Well, as you can see after watching this video, the 77D definitely does have a lot more features. It's a great camera and it's actually a little bit more similar to the bigger brothers, the 70D and the 80D. On the other hand, the T7i is also a fantastic camera, and to be honest, you're going to be getting very similar photo quality, if not exactly the same, as on the 77D. It's mainly just the usability features on the 77D that make it really stand out. I think both cameras would be great for most people. So if you've got the money for it, go for the 77D. It's easy to use. But on the other hand, you could always use the extra $150 that you saved by buying the T7i and put that towards a nice lens like a Canon 50mm f1.8 STM. Either way, I think you'll be happy with either of these two cameras. I don't really think you can make the wrong choice. Now guys, if you haven't done it yet, definitely make sure to subscribe to go into the draw to win a Canon 77D or a Nikon D5600. And also definitely make sure to check out my brand new list, the best beginner cameras. Now that link is in the description box below under this video and you can take a look. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Good luck choosing between these two cameras and I'll see you next time. Bye.